Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Luke, and you're watching Luke the Gathering. This is the third and final Phyrexia All Will Be One draft picks video. We're going to try to do a pack one, pick one out of a draft booster. Hopefully we'll get something good. The last two packs I felt were really strong. In fact, the second pack, there were cards that it was really hard to pick a pack one, pick one. I thought there were a number of cards that were good support cards, but like a strong bomb or anything, there was nothing like that. But everything was like just really solid. That pack would have been great as a pack 2 scenario. Anyways, let's see what we got in this pack. We have a Fleshless Gladiator. That's a new one we haven't seen before yet. The Experiment we've seen. The Justiciar we've seen. Thirsting Roots. But now we got a Blazing Crescendo. Annihilating Glare. Anoint with Affliction. Sinew Dancer. Surgical Skull Bomb. The Phyrexian Atlas. Venomous Brutalizer. Ossification. Feed the Infection. Razor Verge Thicket. And we got a nice Golem and a Phyrexian Forest. Alright, this pack, the rare, I gotta say, is a little bit underwhelming. It's a Selesnya, green-white, dual land. Comes in tapped unless you control 2 or fewer lands, so if you have this open hand, that's great. Boy, but that's not what I would first pick, I think. I think some of the best cards out of this would be the removal. And in this, we have Ossification, Annihilating Glare, Anoint with Affliction. So what are the differences? Well, we have 2 black and 1 white. I think white's a little bit stronger in terms of a color in this set. I also really like Ossification. So I think I'd pick Ossification. It enchants a land you control, and then when this card enters the battlefield, you exile a target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls until Ossification leaves the battlefield, which is like almost never. I mean, you might run into the occasional enchantment removal, but not often. And it enchants a forest of all things. Not a forest, a land of all things. So I would take that, and you can get like any creature, any size, a planeswalker. This is great. I'm going to take that. I think I'm still just going to go with one of these as my pack 1 or pack 3 pick 2. So Anoint with Affliction is great because it just exiles a creature, but it has to have a mana value 3 or less, so it's kind of limited there. But if you have 3 poison counters, it just exiles anybody. Annihilating Glare is interesting. You have to sacrifice a creature for it to cost 1, which can be okay. I mean, that's not terrible. But you can also pay 4 to just outright make them destroy something. Not the best either. So I think I'd go with Anoint before Annihilating Glare. I'm just going to put them in that order. Alright, then next up, I think we'll go with the Justiciar. This is something we saw in our other pack. I think it's a pretty solid artifact creature with lifelink. It's a 2/1. When another artifact comes in, it gets +1/+1, which of course gives you more life when it attacks. I think that's great. I'm going to take that. I like that card quite a bit. And then, I don't know. I guess if I was in Selesnya, which I haven't really done that much in this set, I would take the Razor Verge, perhaps. Brutalizer has like Toxic 3, 4/4. I don't use that card that often. Fleshless Gladiator is cool too because it comes back so often. I think I would take a 2-drop. I would take the Gladiator, I guess. This thing just recurs itself over and over, which I think is great, as long as they're corrupted, of course. Then I guess we'll do the 2-drop Escaped Experiment, good for white and blue artifact decks. Then I guess we'll do the Brutalizer. Maybe some of you would have picked the Brutalizer maybe a little bit more ahead. I'm not sure. Thirsting Roots I liked. I talked about this last video, but it's great to help you find lands when you need them. And then it can proliferate you too, which is kind of cool. I think for this next one, I'd go with the Surgical Skull Bomb. It's a great little removal spell when you need it, and it draws you a card, replaces itself, plus it's an artifact with all those artifact synergies in blue-white. So we'll go with that. Feed the Infection, I guess. Draw 3 cards. I mean, that's decent. And if they're corrupted, the opponent loses 3. I guess we'll take Blazing Crescendo next. Gives a creature +3/+1. Nice aggro card. Also lets you kind of impulse draw a couple things. I don't know. These 2 cards I'm not so keen on, but I'll take the Sinew Dancer before the Atlas. So in the end, we're starting with Ossification. Removal, removal, removal. So important, removal. Anoint with Affliction, which is removal. And then the Annihilating Glare, which is removal. Then a nice little 2-drop in the Mandible Justiciar. Then I guess we'll take the land. Fleshless Gladiator, cool guy that just keeps coming back. Escaped Experiment, an okay card to throw into your blue-white artifact deck. Venomous Brutalizer, probably best in green-black. Toxic 3 is pretty strong. 4/4 is pretty good body. Thirsting Roots, just a solid sort of support card. Same with the Surgical Skull Bomb. Feed the Infection, draw 3 cards. Not bad. Crescendo, it's a +3/+1. Trick, Sinew Dancer. This is usually kind of a cool card, but I haven't seen it used like too much in this particular set. It is a 1-drop though. Tap down creatures. And then of course the end. Expensive little mana rock Phyrexian Atlas. There you go. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the picks. Thanks for watching as usual, and I will see you next time.